What's up, Instagram? I thought it'd be kind of fun to show you guys how I cook one of my favorite meals out of the reset. So I got one of these recipes right here. It's a Quinoa-Lentil Pilaf, I don't know how to say it right, but anyways, it's really, really good and has been approved. I don't know if you guys can see Mike over there recovering from his workout. But I thought it'd be kind of fun to show you how to make it. It's really good. It's really tasty, really satisfying, and there's no meat. So that's cool. It does have grains, so depending on where you stand with that, you know, you might be able to find a substitute that works for you. But anyways, we're gonna get cooking because I'm starving. So now what I'm gonna make is basically 2 servings worth because obviously Mike and I are gonna split it. Earlier today, you can make this ahead of time. I cooked up my lentils and my quinoa. I made enough for 4 servings because I'm planning to make this again for lunch tomorrow, but it's just easier to make these ahead of time because they take a little while to cook. Actually, put my cookbook over here. So first and foremost, you got a little bit of olive oil. It's just enough to kind of coat the pan. And I do actually measure everything out now. I never used to be in the habit of that, but I do find that portions really make a difference. So now we've got, let's see, doing a tablespoon of olive oil. So again, keep in mind that's for 2 people. So olive oil, I'm gonna heat that up a little bit. Next up, we're gonna basically, so I already chopped all this ahead of time, or I buy it pre-chopped. So my local Stop and Shop has things like bell peppers, onions, celery, things like that pre-diced, which makes your life so much easier. It's all fresh, which is really, really nice. I also buy my carrots pre-shredded because as fun as that is to shred a carrot, I end up shredding my fingers half the time, and it's a pain in the ass, so I just buy it ready to go. So basically, next up, we're gonna have shredded carrots. If you can buy multicolor, those are great. Usually they're going to be organic. Hey, thanks for checking in. Let's see, we got celery, onion, bell peppers. Red bell peppers are healthier, so they're a great option, but like today I have both green and red. Again, they were already pre-chopped. I'm not going to argue. Otherwise, we're going to be adding paprika, cumin, and turmeric. And you just cook it all up. Get it all nice and sauteed. After that, we're going to add quinoa, lentils, and basically some lemon juice and lemon peel for a little flavor. So you can do fresh parsley, or I just buy dried. Again, makes my life a lot easier. Sorry for traffic noise. And other than that, just cook it all up, fluff up everything, and eat it up. So we're gonna serve it today with got hummus. I also got some good fresh guac, so I'm gonna do a little bit half and half. Usually it's about a 1/4 cup of hummus, but I'm not gonna say no to guac because guac is amazing. So, anyways, this is cooking up. You just want to heat it up, coat the pan. Keep the heat probably on like medium, and then yeah, just add everything up. So I do usually measure all this stuff, but I've made it enough times that I just kind of dump stuff in. But I will tell you how much to use. So carrot, use half a medium carrot. So that's roughly about a small handful of shredded carrot. I kind of guesstimate here because it's not like you're going to overdo it on carrots. Next up, we got half of a medium stalk of celery. Again, I get mine diced up. If you think about it, medium stalk of celery is not that big, so it's not going to take very much. Celery is also pretty powerful flavor-wise. Get a little bit of in there. Next up, we got 1/4 of a medium onion diced. And again, I get this stuff pre-diced, so that's both my red and green bell peppers as well as my onion. I'm going to end up putting about half of this in and save the half for tomorrow. Do the same thing. How exciting is this, huh? Don't you just love social media and technology? So stir it up so nothing starts to burn. You want to get that olive oil and everything. Get that all in there. And again, we're going to add the seasoning so that you can kind of start flavoring everything and saute up and kind of absorb some of those flavors. So we've got smoked paprika. So you're going to do about half a teaspoon. You're going to do a dash of cumin, so I'm going to do 2 dashes. Again, this is 2 servings worth. Oh, thank you. I love my new kitchen. It's amazing to have space to cook in. Ooh, that's powerful. Then we're going to do half a teaspoon of ground turmeric. So this stuff is great. It helps your digestion, helps you get a little regular, which is always good for everybody. It also boosts your metabolism. So things like paprika, cinnamon, nutmeg, those kind of seasonings actually boost your metabolism a little bit. So it's always really fun to add them to a lot of different foods. Now I'm doing half a teaspoon, so I'm going to go with the bigger. And yes, I measure out a lot in my hand. I usually use teaspoons for this, but it smells so good. But again, I've done this enough where I kind of have a sense of where everything, what everything looks like when you're doing certain measurements. You use them enough, you kind of get in the habit of guesstimating them pretty appropriate. And really, like, you can't too much overdo it with this stuff. They're pretty powerful flavor and scent-wise, so go a long, long ways. So other than that, we got turmeric. Then we're just going to cook it for about 5 minutes. And again, the idea is to kind of saute everything so it's soft. Most of these veggies start crunchy. And we'll soften them up, give them a chance to absorb all the flavor. So we're going to mix it up. Let that cook. I'm going to go wash my hand because it's all covered. Sorry, we're excited because our cat's actually coming out of his room. He hides in the office most of the time because we adopted 2 dogs. 3 weeks ago? Has it been 3 weeks or 4 weeks? 4 weeks, I think. I have no idea. 3 weeks, I think. It's been multiple weeks. We think it's been about 3 weeks. I am cooking, so it's Quinoa-Lentil Pilaf. I think that's how you say it. I'm terrible with these. The English language is awful. Well, it's not awful, but it's awful for me. But it's basically a bunch of veggies with quinoa and lentil. It's meant to be a really satisfying vegetarian, I guess technically vegan meal. It's one of these things that's incredibly filling. It's very colorful. It's full of really, really good food. It's full of seasonings that are actually really good for you as well. And it's all meat-free, which makes it pretty inexpensive, except for probably the quinoa. And good for you, and not too heavy, which is nice too, because as much as I love protein, I'm all for it. It does take a toll on your body to digest. It takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of water, which is why you should really, really hydrate if you're having protein. But this is just a nice alternative if you're trying to go meat-free maybe on a day, or you just need a break, or you're just trying to get more veggies into your diet. So again, just sauteing up. Maybe I'm probably going to drop the camera, so I'm sorry, but give you a sense of what that looks like. No problem. Let me see if I can not drop my phone, because I do that a lot. It smells so good. Like, these kind of seasonings, I could really throw in everything. So in Poland, you use paprika a lot, and I could literally throw that in, like, everything. Alright, so cooking that up, decrease the heat a little bit. You let it cook, and then, so like I said, I cooked up my quinoa and my lentils, my brown lentils ahead of time. So you're going to add, let's see, so it's 3/4 of a cup of quinoa cooked per serving, so I'm going to add 1.5 cups for this. I'm going to measure it on half cups because that just makes my life easier, because then I don't have a ton of dishes afterwards. Again, I recommend cooking this stuff ahead of time because quinoa can take up to an hour. Lentils, usually half hour, depending on kind of what you get and how you're cooking it. Which is also why I do my quinoa, my lentils, and my brown rice at the same time. Oh, wait, she's here. Our dogs like to steal our cat food, or our cat's cat food. So you have to keep an eye on them. They're little monsters like that. Alright, there's the brown rice. Or quinoa, not brown rice. See, I'm so hungry, I'm losing my mind. Alright, so we got that. Kind of add that in, mix it all up. Now, for lentils, it's a quarter of a cup cooked lentils, so I'm going to do half a cup total. Again, why I use the half cup measure? Gets everything together. Not a ton of dishes. Alright, got the lentils in there. So mix it all up. Make sure everything's heated. So those are sitting at room temperature for the last couple hours after they got cooked, so they don't really have to be heated up too much. Otherwise, store them, in the fridge in a sealed container. Probably good for 3 to 4 days, especially if it's sealed really, really tight. Again, why I like to make this stuff in big batches and ahead of time. You take a couple minutes to figure out how many servings you need, cook that. Make sure you know how much you get, because sometimes if I'm like quinoa, usually do 1 cup of quinoa, 2 cups of water, and that kind of ratio, and it always ends up being way more than I need. So I try to scale that down a little bit. Not so much the case for lentils. I usually follow directions, kind of the equivalent. Get that cooking. I like this meal too because once you get everything, especially if you get everything pre-chopped, you cook stuff ahead of time, it really doesn't take very long to get this all cooked together. So let that heat up for a couple more minutes. So usually once you add everything, especially if it's not cold, it takes maybe 2 to 3 minutes to really warm it all up. And you kind of just want everything to get the same flavors. And it's nice and yellow looking right now because of the turmeric and the paprika and the cumin. Smells really, really good. And it's nice to add olive oil, so it's got some healthy fats, but it's not overkill. You could definitely, in my opinion, use other oils too. So I have a mix of, I believe it's avocado, coconut, and sunflower. That works really well too. It's actually a pretty low flavor oil, but it's got a very high smoke point, which I like. So I think we could turn that off. And then basically at the end, we add, it's about a tablespoon of lemon juice for the whole thing, and some grated lemon peel. I don't bother with the lemon peel so much because every time, again, I try to grate anything, I grate my hand, and I'm just not very safe with those things. So you can buy lemon juice, no judgment. I've been personally trying to just stick to buying fresh lemons and fresh limes for everything. It is a bit of a pain in the butt to get it all ready, especially because it's all got seeds, and I don't like seeds, but the flavor's awesome. So, I think it's worth the effort. So, all I'm going to do, squeeze it all around. Now, roughly 1 lemon gets you couple tablespoons, so I've measured it before, so that's why I know that. It's going to depend on the size of the lemon and all that, but yeah, that makes it easy when you don't have to think about it. You just squeeze one in. And then we're going to add a little bit of parsley. So it says 2 tablespoons per serving, so it should be technically 4. Again, if it's fresh, I would do that. If it is dried, like what I use, I would go about half of that because it's pretty strong, and because it's dry, you do want to give it a chance to kind of rehydrate a little bit and get permeated by the flavors of everything else you added in. So just sprinkle that as so. Put that all up in there. Again, mix it up. Let me show you the final product. So, voila. So like I said, I'm gonna serve it with about a couple tablespoons of guac, You can even do fresh avocado if you got some, and then a couple tablespoons of hummus. I just use plain. If there's a certain flavor you like, go for it. It's kind of nice because I usually put it in the middle, put all the other food around it, and then just kind of mush it all up because I love mushing my food together. And it tastes really, really good. The mix itself works really, really well with something like hummus or guac or anything else, mashed chickpeas, right? Like any flavoring, whatever you want. So yeah, that's how I make my quinoa-lentil pilaf, which again, I got from the cleanse I did. I've made this many a time. I force it on my husband all the time. He seems to like it, so it's all good. So yeah, I hope you guys learned something new, and if you do try it out, let me know. I'd love to hear your feedback. And if you thought this was stupid, let me know too, because I'll never do it again. But if you liked it, let me know, and I'll cook with you guys some other time. So thanks for watching.